16 years old, taking methadone. Oh my God, what an insane experience. Let's go. Before I get into it, remember Soberdogs does not promote or condone any drug use. Please seek professional medical help if you have an addiction. So I'm 16, I'm working at a restaurant. My mom worked at this restaurant for like 20 years. My brother worked there. He got a couple of his buddies hired there. I got a job there. I got a couple of my buddies there. I mean, I knew the owners. They knew me since I was like a kid. So, you know, just a place we all worked at, my high school job. And I got one of my best friends a job there. Well, a couple of them jobs there too. So I come in one day, and this guy had gotten hired a couple weeks prior. He didn't look in the best of shape. You could tell this guy might have had some struggles in his daily life. Some teeth missing, a lot of scars on his face. He was very like jittery and all over the place. I mean, he was a good worker, but I mean, it was pretty clear that this guy had some stuff going on. Addiction maybe, mental health maybe, but you just could blatantly see it. He was friendly. I mean, he was fine. We talked, got along, no big deal. So I come in a couple weeks later one day after football, my practice, and high school practice. I hurt my back. It was killing me. So I'm complaining about it during the shift. So he comes up to me and gives me this pill. I don't know what it is. He says, wait till you're about an hour before you leave, maybe hour and a half, take half of it. This will help with your pain. I end up, doing that, waiting till about 2 hours before my shift ends. I take half of it. So an hour goes by, nothing. I take a little bit more, so probably 3/4 of this pill now. Another half hour goes by, I start to feel it. Now I get in my car and I drive home. By the time I get home, I am really feeling it. So I ask him what it was, and he gives me some generic, like, it's strong, it'll help you. It's very strong though, be careful. But it doesn't really tell me what it is. So I end up writing down what the pill looks like. We didn't have our smartphones with cameras then. And I go home, and I'm really feeling it when I get home. It's kicking in more. I look it up, and it says it's a methadone 40 milligram pill. So I say, okay, and I look up all the effects and what it's used for, and I'm like, whoa. I lay down in my bed, and for the next 8 to 12 hours, I sat in my bed like this, just itching and itching and itching. My eyes I'm nodding out. I'm staring up at the ceiling. I didn't sleep at all. I just sat there in like a half comatose state, itching, and itching felt good. It was pleasurable. Like, oh my God, what is this thing? It was unbelievable. I mean, I enjoyed some of it at the time, but it was also extremely annoying when 4 a.m. came around. I have to go to school the next day in football practice, and I am still just as smacked sitting there doing the same thing. The next entire day, I was so groggy and foggy all day long. I'm an addict, full-blown addiction mindset. I'm asking for more the next day, as insane as that is at that age. I go back to work. Now, this is probably a couple days later now. I tell my buddy who works there too, who's usually down to do stuff with me. So we get another one from the guy. Me and my buddy split it. Pretty similar scenario. Go home. I call him. He calls me. What are you doing? Well, one of us called each other. I don't know. What are you doing? Dude, I'm just sitting in bed itching. What are you doing? I'm itching. And we were on the phone probably an hour with maybe 100 words said, because it would be like, this thing's so strong. then there'd be 4 minutes of silence because we're both so out of it, just itching, going, unbelievable. That is my first experience with methadone and how insanely powerful it was and how long it lasted. And the other part that's insane to me is for this guy to give a 16-year-old a 40 milligram methadone pill to take, even saying half, who cares whether you say half or not, you don't know what the kid's gonna do, because he's got a little back pain. That is nuts. Like, that's the equivalent of me giving one of these kids I work with now who are younger, 16, 17, an 80 milligram oxy and saying, take half of it because your knee hurts after soccer practice. That pill, it could kill them, overdose. Somebody without a tolerance, very easy. That methadone pill could have overdosed in a second. A young kid, who knows if they're going to take it with alcohol, whatever. But on top of that, like, if they don't have a tolerance, that is an insanely high amount of any painkiller. It's just nuts. Like, 1 5 milligram Percocet at that time, I would have felt, because I had pretty much no opioid tolerance. 1 5 milligram Vicodin, any of those I would have felt. This guy gives me a 40 methadone. It's just insanity to me. But that also was like another seed, another trigger in my addiction of like, that's something I could take to get smacked, here and there. And the next couple months until this guy disappeared from the job, my friend and I, we sought this thing out all the time from this guy. Started buying them from him, realized we could take this and have an 8-hour high. It's pretty similar to opioids. It is an opioid to an extent, just a tiny bit different. And it was insane, literally insane. But that was my first experience with methadone. Should have OD'd as a 16-year-old. Should have been, just not woken up. But that's how it went. Very, very powerful. In my opinion, and documented, it is very powerful. All right? K-Ruggs, the Sober Dog, I'm out. Check out the other video all about the facts and info on methadone if you want to know what it is and everything about it. Thank you, everybody. See ya.